put that up on there? Yeah, I know. I do look weird, don't I? Like Wayne Rooney's had a baby with Mr. Potato Head. Someone once said. Anyway, it's nice to be. I've got some new jokes. Do you want to hear them? Yeah. I might not say that later. I'll be. Whoa, God, what happened there? It's all right. I just put a lozenge in it to help my throat. Don't fucking work. That's not part of it. Anyway, I'm holiday. Anyone going to go on holiday soon? We got a holiday booked? No. No. Anyone going to leave this room between now and then? I've got 3 kids, right, and I'm planning a holiday, right? And going on holiday with kids is a bit like losing your virginity. Yeah. You sort of look forward to it for ages, but when it actually fucking happens, over way too quickly, quite expensive, and leaves a bit of taste in the mouth. Anyway, that's. But I've got 3. When I was a kid, right? When I was a kid, we never went abroad. I was saying to my dad, "Dad, why don't we ever go on holiday abroad?" And he said, "No, a friend of mine went to Spain once, and when he got there, the accommodation wasn't finished." I'm like, "Dad, you take us camping. When we get there, it's not fucking started, is it? To be honest, we have to build it ourselves." We upgraded from a tent to a caravan. And to try and persuade us that this was a good thing. Well, that's this caravan, it's got all mod cons, running water. The Romans had running water, for Christ's sake. Not a mod con. Flush toilets. Well, it has got a flush toilet, but we've got 2 of those at home, and the ones at home, you don't have to deal with it later on in the evening, do you? When you go camping, you do a shit and you wave goodbye to it. See you this evening. Go and empty it. Camping is weird in that you've got all the things that you've got at home in a worse version of confined space. It's like being married to Angelina Jolie and then fucking Susan Boyle for 2 weeks every August. That's the equivalent. So that's camp. But we know the camp. I should explain. I've got I've 3 kids. I'm married to a teacher. We've got any teachers in? Any teachers in? Oh, let me tell you, being married to a teacher during term time, sex is out the window, I'll tell you. I don't actually mean out the window, that would be dangerous, wouldn't it? Especially if it was a poorly maintained sash. Can you imagine that? Like a sort of guillotine situation, not that it would be. It would just be, or perhaps a new bifold would be okay. You'd have to have something to lean on. Just to get some purchase, but generally sex is. But the thing is then, when it comes to holidays and they're off, the sex is out the window. It might be me. To be fair, I remember we first got together. When we sort of getting into it, and after a minute or 2, she went, "Are you chewing?" That's a joke about teaching. I did suggest to her, "Should we try some water sports?" She said, "Why didn't you go at break time?" I'm glad not all of you got that. Go on and Google that later, and you'll realise how dirty I am. So anyway, we were going. We like to go camping, right, into southern Europe, right, and generally I have to do all the driving because everything's on the wrong side of the road and I can't drive. Fuck. So everything's the wrong way. No, it's not. Is it? The car is exactly the fucking same. You don't like get off the ferry and the Volvo turns into a Sherman tank. It's all like it's just the wrong. Anyway, I have to do all the driving, right? So day 1 of our holiday, I've been driving all night long and I'm knackered. Part of the journey was a French guy pissed on my leg. That was part of my journey. If you ever go to France, they like outdoor urinating, the men. They have like latrines everywhere. And I'm stood there, I've got sandals and shoes on, sandals and shorts. This guy comes over and he went, of course I don't speak French, so I just went, yes. He pissed all over my legs. I think he obviously said, "I am going to piss on your legs, okay?" And I've just gone, yeah! So what really happened? So anyway, it was the morning after this long drive, and I was just getting there, I was just getting up, and all of a sudden my 3 children came running in going, "We want a crocodile! We want a crocodile! What the fuck are you talking about? Apparently, they'd been with my wife to the camp shop. I don't mean alone. I mean the shop on the campsite. And they'd seen an inflatable crocodile. And they got we want a crocodile! What the fuck? We've come all this way to soak up some culture, and they just want to buy a... Sort of just come along and just give them some space, just a piece. So I go along to the camp shop and I walk in and the bloke went, oh, English. Rubbing his hands. It's from fish ponds, apparently. It was a generic European accent. Ah, English, you want crocodile? Look at this crocodile. 45 euros. 45 fucking euros for a crocodile. Now, I don't know about you, but when I go on holiday, I budget. I 75 euros a day. That is my budget. It's been my budget for 20 years now. It was my budget before the euros were invented. I'm not joking. 75 drachma it was. Try spending that in France. It's quite hard. 75 euros. So look at this, 45 euros. That's going to take up most of my daily budget. I said, look, just get it for them. Then they'll be quiet. Fucking all right. So I hand them over the money. Then the guy who owned the shop said a sentence which started off very well and finished very badly. He said, for you, sir, I can fully inflate crocodile, but you will not be able to get it out of the door. What do you think I'm going to do with it, for Christ's sake? I'm not going to come and visit it. It's not my pen pal, for Christ's sake. I'm going to take it. So my wife then came out with this idea. She said, look, what you need to do, Ben, right? We need to semi-inflate it. Okay? Semi-inflate. Now, if you've ever seen anything more stupid than a British bloke walking around a campsite with a fully inflated crocodile, it's a British bloke walking around a campsite with a semi-inflated crocodile. I'm walking on this thing flapping around. My wife's 4 paces behind me, pissing herself laughing, just making all these, like Prince Philip, just making these rude comments over and over again like, oh, it happens to a lot of men these days. So I get back to the campsite, the unpleasant one, and it's a bit of a nicer character than we used to have when we were kids. Like, for example, when we were kids, you could quite easily be eating a pan au chocolat while separated by a thin piece of wood, your brother was taking a dump. That was how bad it was. And there's nothing more disconcerting than that. Other than possibly trying to have a dump whilst your brother's having a pan au chocolat 6 inches away. But it was a nice one. So I laid down the crocodile, I thought, I'll have to fully inflate this. So I took out the stopper. You know sometimes when you release the stopper from an air thing, and the smell, oh, right. I don't know where the guy from the shop had been putting that inflatable device, but wherever he'd been putting it, it was in close proximity to either his or someone else's arsehole. My first day of camping, I banged out 45 euros. I was straddling an inflatable crocodile gagging. That was my first day. Anyway, I milk fluid it down, wet wiped it, and blew it up. It took about an hour. I was fucking knackered. So then says the kid, come on, let's go to the bloody pool and start enjoying ourselves. You must enjoy it. So walking along with this crocodile. Now, the trip to the pool involved a bit of tarmac, yeah? So, as a Brit, I of course had some stout footwear on, a trainer and an ankle sock, yeah? And I was carrying this crocodile. I got to the pool and said, right then kids, who wants to go at first? They went, oh no, we can't. Run off! What the fuck you want about? So I'm there standing, holding this in. Now, I should explain, before I go on holiday every year, I always pop along to some kind of fashion boutique to style myself. You can probably tell. To style myself. And I've done just that. I've been to Tesco's the week before, and I found 2 pairs of swim shorts reduced to 45 euros each, down to a tenner. Hey? Down to a tenner. Now, most people have gone, well, hey, that's shit. I went, whoa, bargain! So I bought them. So I'm stood there, right, bearing in mind I'm short. I had my Bermuda shorts on down to here, and my white ankle socks. And I stood there holding this. And all of a sudden, the lifeguard goes, this is a whistle. You there! You there with alligator! And I'm turning around. Someone's in trouble, aren't they? You with alligator! My kids went, Dad, it's you. What? You with alligator! Do you know the first thing I said was, it's not an alligator, it's a crocodile! What are you doing in those shorts? I said, oh, they're nice, I just bought them from Tesco. You can't have one of those shorts! Apparently, some British bloke many years earlier had jumped in the pool and drowned because he had 2 big shorts. What a fucking whack, basically. I don't use the word whack since 1993. I don't know where that came from. Just to explain, if you haven't been abroad for a while, foreign men, when we go on holiday as Brits, right, they wear, for the entire the French, the Greek, the Portuguese, Italian, Spanish, name a foreign country. They have a lovely thin pair of black Speedos. That's all they wear. Well, they may put on a flip-flop of an evening, just one. They may, but otherwise, that's all they wear. And it does two things. It gives our wives the opportunity to go, oh my God, as their tanned, live bodies stroll around in the pool. And it gives them the opportunity to look at our wives and telepathically go, one night with me will be more passionate than 20 years with him. And I go, yeah, but he's quite good with the kids. No foreign woman, no overseas woman from France, Spain, Portugal, Greece, anywhere has ever, in the history of the world, run off with a British bloke on holiday. It's never fucking happened. They've never gone, oh, I love the way he's got hands over his Union Jack shorts, he's so beautiful. I love the way that he has the names of his children tattooed on one side and the dates of imprisonment tattooed on the other. It is so beautiful. I love the way by 9 o'clock he has that 4 pints of strong lager already. I love it, he's so red. It looks like something. It's never happened. So anyway, it turns out I had to then go and buy some fucking Speedos to fit in with. Where do I go? The camp shop. I go back in there and went, English. You go for swim shorts? Yeah. 30 fucking euros they were. So between those, I've spent my entire daily budget, haven't I? Between the 30 euros and I... Do you know what? If you don't fucking believe that, here's the crocodile. And here are the fucking swim shorts. That's what I like to contend with, and it still smells. Guys, you lot have been lovely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.